It's not in the cards for you. I'm pretty good at insults, and I got the internet and a lot of free time.
Think of the end goal of communism for a minute. From each according to ability, to each according to need. So I ask you this, is a socialist government really necessary? And if it is necessary, so what? Because a socialist government would be aiming to pay for the things by wresting control of the corporate sector and being owned by the state. All commerce would be owned by the state, instituting a state monopoly, which is what Marx wanted. A lot of people are like, well, it wasn't communism, it was a state monopoly. That's what Marx wanted. The problem I have is that I don't think it needs to be an authoritarian system based on a dictatorship of the proletariat where the proletariat is represented by one person, because that doesn't make much sense to me. But at the same time, wouldn't it be a better system to have an authoritarian system that's giving you the things that you need to have to necessitate a worthy life? Like, it guarantees a good paying job. It guarantees a safe living conditions. It guarantees you are unionized and have weekends and you have hours off and you have leisure time. It guarantees help with your car. It guarantees help with housing or full car, because the socialist system would control all commerce and would give you the money, perhaps even robotically. The robots would do all the work and the people would reap the rewards equally. So if the robots did all the work, you're going to have to go into space, because if we mine the resources on the Earth, those people can't experience freedom and democracy because they're mining the resources, and then the top part of the planet lives in leisure, while the southern part of the planet, which has most of the resources, lives in abject toil. And that doesn't make sense. So what you need is robotic space socialism. If you think about it, it makes perfect sense to have an authoritarian system or a non-authoritarian system giving you all the things that socialism promises on the end goal of communism, which would be from each according to ability to each according to need. And if the ability is done by the robots, we could just live life eating fruit and being happy and playing together as human beings we're supposed to do. You know, we'd have computers and technology and whatnot, but we'd also have like good food. That's also guaranteed by socialism. So I wonder if an authoritarian system would really be all that bad when we live in an authoritarian system anyway, driven by profit motives. And profit is just basically theft from the labor market, the worker, you. You're not a capitalist. You're in false solidarity with the billionaires who are your oppressors. My ideal woman would be strong, someone who's athletic and fit. It doesn't mean that I feel that I deserve her. It's just that that would be my preference. Someone with thick thighs, childbearing hips, 18 to 25 years old, beautiful as all get out. Wearing glasses doesn't matter to me, that's fine. I'm not saying I technically deserve them. What I'm saying is that that's what I find the most attractive. You got to think, if you're there toppling their political myths, like conservatism, where they'll just believe any lie that Trump tells them, and we know from the first term that he just lies all the time, and we know that the Democrats lie too, in support of war in the Middle East, which they've done for several decades now, since Iraq even before that. The Democrats were behind Vietnam and Korea, just like the conservatives were, because they'll embrace capitalism which just is stupid to me, because capitalism in league with the state is fascism. So really, to preserve liberalism, they latch onto fascism and don't pay much attention to where their technology comes from, the resources and the raw materials crippling the global south and those people. So those people, the liberals and the conservatives, are not going to like you if you're telling the truth. And I really don't care, because I don't really want to date a liberal or conservative. I would rather date a woman who's a leftist. Nature seems to favor diversity. Look at a forest, look at any ecosystem, a diverse amount of life forms, the coral reefs. Everything in nature seems to be a perfect union of contrary things, as the book title suggests for Maynard James Keenan from Tool, his authorized biography, where it's like, this is reflected even in religion, especially the Taoist viewpoint of a harmony between light and darkness, or interrelays between up and down, and horizontal and vertical, and Christianity symbols. You look at all real symbols, there's this asymmetry that seems to play out as well as a symmetry. It's really strange. There's this repeated kernel within all religion. And I'm going to go with that, even though I'm an atheist, because, nature favors diversity. Look at any ecosystem, right? And my reason for saying that is I favor a strong woman, an athletic woman. Look at me, though, you know what I mean? But maybe it's a perfect union of contrary things. Every pot has a lid that cannot be the pot itself. Ladies, remember that the next time you bury your weightest, classist, ableist, ageist attitudes against me, and bring it up as to reasons to why you're not dating me. Every pot has a lid that cannot be the pot itself. Opposites attract. So last night at Riverfront, I experienced something probably at the high level of scary for me. There was a shooting, or there was a report of a shooting. We saw a bunch of police cars go by, and then my friend Alan said, "Run, Lucas, there's a shooting in the park." And we were in the park, of course, watching fireworks. Probably serves me right for watching fireworks for a country that was built on genocide and slavery. But beside that point, the Republicans and the Democrats never do anything about the gun violence in this country, ever. They send their thoughts and prayers. So who are we really talking to when the Democrats and the Republicans refuse to be rational, really? I know it was a false report and a false shooting, but there's tons of shootings every day in this country. Honestly, who's there to help? It is easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. Matthew 19:21. And yet you Republican scoundrels passed the big beautiful bill with Trump signing his signature on July 4th, which guts social welfare programs like Medicaid and Medicare, so you can funnel that money to your rich friends, the billionaires that control the millionaires in Congress. Think of that while you're burning in hell. Actually, there is no such thing as heaven and hell, or God or the devil. It's all just made up bullshit that you don't even believe in anyways. Otherwise, you'd follow the Bible. Matthew 19:21. You damn bitches.
As an older guy interested in younger males and a libtard or whatever you want to call me,